I've always loved the quiet of my farm, rolling fields, the occasional deer wandering by, and the soft rustle of the wind through the trees. It's my sanctuary. But living on the edge of a sprawling suburban HOA community meant dealing with curious neighbors who thought my property was an extension of their backyard. I warned them, politely at first, and then firmly, stay off my farm. It started with a few kids wandering through, kicking up dirt and laughing as they chased each other across my fields. I waved them off the first time. The second time, I called the HOA to complain. Please remind your residents that private property is off limits, I said. The HOA promised vaguely, but promises in those meetings are like smoke. They vanish into the air. Then came the adults. A group of them decided that my vegetable garden was fair game for their community harvest day. They trampled rows of tomatoes and squash as if I weren't. Standing right there, yelling at them to get off my land. I documented everything, photos, videos, and detailed notes. I didn't know it at the time, but this was all going to matter. The final straw was when they brought a rented bobcat onto my property to level out the terrain for a community project. That was it. I called my lawyer and filed a formal trespassing and property damage claim against the HOA and the individuals involved. The HOA tried to shrug it off, insisting they weren't responsible. I laughed. It was like watching a toddler deny spilling juice all over the carpet. Months later, the court ruled in my favor. Not only did the HOA have to pay for the damage to my farm, but they were also hit with penalties for failing to enforce private property boundaries. The neighbors had to reimburse me for every tomato, every fence repair, and even the legal fees I'd accrued. And yes, they now think twice before stepping foot on my property. The lesson? Warnings are only as strong as the consequences behind them. I tried the polite route, the friendly route, and even the formal HOA complaints. Sometimes, the only way to protect what's yours is to stand firm and let the law back you up. Now, when I walk through my fields, I don't see them as battlegrounds. I see them as mine, finally safe and serene exactly the way I've always wanted.